Hello, hello children. The topic that we are going to start with is e-governance and its type. So we start with the slideshow of the topic. What is e-governance? E basically stands here, as we started with the chapter e-commerce. E, I told you, stands for electronic. Electronically, whenever we are mentioning anything, we add E to it. So here, governance. If the government is going to work electronically, we say it's e-governance. But to be much more precise and to explain it in a layman's language, एक normal human being अगर हमें समझना चाहें कि e-governance का मतलब क्या होना चाहिए, that should be it is easy, effective and economical government which gives the citizens choice to when and where they can access the government information and its services. ठीक है? E-governance is all about re-engineering, children. It's about a process of reforming the way the government works, it shares the information and delivers its services. तो basic explanation e-governance का ये है. For the definition point of view, e-governance is the application of information technology to the processes of government functioning to bring about smart changes. And SMART here stands for smart, moral, accountable, responsive and transparent governance. ठीक है? E-governance has 4 pillars on which it stands. It has to build up processes for the people using technology and resources. So these are the 4 pillars of e-governance. What can be the benefits of e-governance? Why do we have to change the whole concept from what we were doing to e-governance? First, it is cost effective. If you know that 30 to 40%, even more than that, cost of the government offices is spent on the stationery, children. So हमारा cost will be affected because of that. If we shift over to e-governance, of course, speed, efficiency and very convenient. Minimum use of hard copy, which ultimately will be an environmental bonus. Hard copy मतलब paper, print out, paper work हमारा कम होगा, hence environmental bonus है, because I think all of you know that the paper is made from the trees, cutting of the trees. It definitely increases the interest of the citizens because citizens के हाथ में मोबाइल है और वहाँ से ही बैठे बैठे हम काम कर सकते हैं, तो citizens are more involved rather than standing in the queues. And of course it is easily accessible. Then what is India's initiative towards e-governance? We've connected the villages through wireless services. We've tried that. E-Suvidha, to provide basic services like birth certificate, marriage certificate, information related to agriculture, to the farmers. This is the Suvidha that is provided with the help of e-governance. A national tax information exchange system project. Tax is one concept on which the country runs, so that information is provided through a project. What are the major implementation areas in India of the e-governance? Public grievances like ration card, transportation facilities, rural services में land records, police के area में FIR registrations, lost and found details, social service में birth, school, death certificates, public information में information about employment, about hospitals, about railways, etc. etc. एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में फर्टिलाइजर्स का इंफॉर्मेशन देना, सीड्स का इंफॉर्मेशन देना, यूटिलिटी पेमेंट्स में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, वाटर, टेलीफोन बिल्स, कमर्शियल में इनकम टैक्स, कस्टम ड्यूटी एंड एक्साइज ड्यूटी. So this was general summary of what e-governance is all about. But let us just first have a comparison of what we had a traditional governance before. The hierarchy was like this. There was an information system which was under public departments. The information system was on the top. They were only the government departments were allowed to access the information system, and citizens used to access what? The government departments. This was the traditional governance. This is how it used to be handled. Whereas e-governance में क्या हो गया है? Look at the positions of the information system and government departments. उनको swap कर दिया है हमने. Government departments ऊपर चले गए हैं और information system has come closer to citizens. That means we have the direct access to the information systems, and information systems obviously government के पास भी उसका access है. So it is completely transparent. We have the direct access to the information system. We are no longer dependent on the government departments for that. So this is a very good step to switch over from traditional to e-commerce. Now let us see the types of e-governance, children. Like we had types of e-commerce, e-governance is government to citizen, which is called as G2C, government to business, G2B, government to government, G2G, and government to employee. So the four areas where the government is dealing is with the citizen, with the business, with the government itself, and the employees. So let us see the first one, government to citizen, G2C. This snippet is from your book, children. The definition says the government to citizen refers to the government services which enable citizens to get access to wide variety of the public services. And here I have given you some examples of the public services like e-Seva. It has been especially designed for the payment of the utility bills like water, transport, telephone, electricity. These bills can be directly paid without standing in the long queues, not in the departments, but from your phone itself. These apps have been developed in that way. And Bhumi is an app which has been developed for delivering the rural land to the farmers. It has been specially designed for the Karnataka farmers, by the Karnataka government, of course. Digital library, a national digital library is a project which is undergoing. Banking, insurance, income tax, all these areas come under this G2C, which provide access to the citizens and give accessibility to the citizens, make life easier for the citizens. There is a Swayam project under which MOOC is one of the biggest projects that is going under Swayam, which says massive online open online courses. So under education, this is one of the very big features of the government initiative. Okay. The next is G2B, government to business. How government can help the people who want to start with the business. So the government to business is the exchange of services between government and business organizations. So there are certain organizations which would require some kind of licenses to have a start. So government will give those licenses. This is an example of G2B, give them the permits. So it aims at what? Eliminating all the paperwork, saves the time, cost, and of course it establishes the transparency in the business environment while you are interacting with the government. For example, children, a wine shop. To open a wine shop, you require license from the government. It is not that आपने shop देखी है, जगह देख ली है, जाके वहाँ पे wines बेचना शुरू कर दोगे. No, a wine shop requires a proper license from the government. Petrol pump is one kind of business which requires license from the government. So these are certain businesses which requires license. So this G2B will help that. The third category is G2G, where the government is helping the government itself. It can be central government helping the state government or the local government in the areas of health, education, road, transport, etc. Okay, so this is the interaction between different government departments, organizations and agencies, so that the government departments can work together and provide safe and secure interrelationship between domestic and foreign government. Now there is an example that there is a Khajane app which is used for the automation of the government treasury system. So all the government's money, treasury stands for the money part. So all the money treasury system that the government is dealing with has this app as Khajane. I have not visited it, or I don't know about this app, but this app is there. We can have the information about all the treasury that the country or the local government or the state government is dealing with. The last one is, children, G2E, government to employee. Now, government to employee, that means the employee of the government department. Now, the government department employee will be beneficiaring from this is in the ways like salary payment records, checking of the balance of the holidays. So you don't have to rush to any other department for that. आप online अपना देख सकते हो. Your data is fed in the database. The apps might be there with the government. Access would be there with the employees, so they can see their whole data in those apps. So it is G2E is a relationship between the employees, the government institutions and their government. So this is all, children, for the from the PPT side. So e-governance basically means what? To deliver services to the citizens in more better and affordable cost, to bring the transparency and accountability, very important, to empower people through information and to improve efficiency in the government process. This is a new topic that has been introduced this year. Earlier the name of the chapter was only e-commerce. Now it has been renamed as e-commerce and e-governance. So this is a new topic for all of us. I hope you have understood the topic well. Just go through the slides very well and make short questions yourself from it. Fill in the blanks or true, false, any question that can be made. Try and do it yourself. Thank you, children.